Hello and good evening to all you wonderful people. Welcome to our show. A special thanks to Woodpecker Media for taking the initiative and bringing all of us, bring this show together and bringing me together with such wonderful ladies over here. The first time in my life I'm actually sharing a screen space. Dr. Modi, I would like to ask you, you have two girls who are young adults, right?
True.
I was just going to ask you, when you leave home for
Yeah.
work, who babysits your children? But now that you answered, what do you mean who babysits them? They they are adults. Anyhow, Dr. Modi, you have two girls who are young adults. I mean, big enough
Yes.
to take care and to take their own decisions, right? And I'm
Right.
sure people must be thinking कि आपके बच्चे तो बड़े हो गए हैं अब आपको किस बात की चिंता है So what has been your journey like? I'm sure we can learn from your experience. आपके कैसे आपने कैसे संभाला इतना कुछ? Giving them
So
sex education, giving them teaching them about the world, teaching them between a good touch, bad touch when they were growing up. Let's hear it from you. Let's hear your journey.
thank you, Major. Thank you so much, and really kind of you. You are showering a lot of praises for all of us. So we are all, lockdown में कुछ अच्छा सुनने मिल रहा है. Thank you so much for that. And coming back to my young adults, yes, my girls are 22 years of age now. So as you rightly mentioned, that age appropriate knowledge is very, very. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I was saying unbelievable. When you mentioned 22, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah.
All I meant was it's unbelievable. Anyway, go on, please.
Yeah, so age appropriate communication with them is very, very important. So it's not like you start talking to them about the birds and the bees. You Whenever you talk to them, whenever you find an opportunity, you really have to make it in a way that you are comfortable, they are comfortable, and you answer them age appropriately. So like many a times they would ask me that how is it that everyone is only सब एक ही पैदा होते हैं, हम दो कैसे होंगे? Like, so you really have to think hard and answer these kind of questions, and believe me, it's not easy at times. So when I don't have the answers, all I tell them is, I think this is not the right time to talk to you about this. We'll come back to this later. Or sometimes I even be very honest with them and tell them, अभी के लिए मुझे इसका जवाब पता नहीं है, but I'll surely get back to you for this. So then you actually try and figure out that how are you going to talk to them, or how are you going to address that issue? Because when they are young, you don't want to talk about everything, but at the same time, I don't want to leave it unaddressed. I want to answer their question at that point of time. So this was as they were growing up, we used to talk a lot and discuss a lot, and there was always an open discussion, open communication, where they felt that they could come and ask me whatever they wanted to, and we would give them answers accordingly. My husband is also a child and adolescent psychiatrist, so that really helped us, because we both used to really sit and talk it out and decide that what is it that we are going to tell and how is it that we are going to tell them. And as you already read out, that it always has to be a couple effort. It cannot be effort from one parent, कि आज मैंने कुछ बोला और कल किसी और ने कुछ बोल दिया. So if I have said a no for something, it's a no. It's a no. So there is no question mark around it. I may be wrong at times, and my husband may feel otherwise, but we don't talk that in front of the kids, at least. So it's only later on that we discuss ki, okay, maybe this should not have been done like this. We can do it like this. लेकिन तभी के लिए तो ना है तो ना ही है, वो हाँ में नहीं बदलेगी. So this is a communication that we had already decided on, and that is what even I talk to my patients, that as a couple, you have to be one in front of your children. You may have your differences, लड़ाई करनी है bedroom में जाके करो, बच्चों के सामने नहीं होना चाहिए. So that is one thing. And as they started growing, as you rightly mentioned, sex education is something, everyone shies away from talking. So, and seeing a lot of patients, sometimes of their age and sometimes a little younger to them, coming with a lot of mothers coming in with a lot of stories, sometimes scares you. The kind of information that they have at a click of a button is sometimes very scary, because you don't know whether they're going to get in the right kind of information. So it's always better that it comes firsthand from you as a parent. So age appropriate books is something that you hand out to them, and talk to them in a way that they feel that it's okay to come back to us and talk to us. And even when they are adults, I believe that it's very important to give them some privacy. You cannot be hovering on their heads all the time. Like a helicopter parenting is not needed. So give them space, give them privacy, build that bond of trust where you know that they are going to come back to you if in trouble. Explain to them that what is right, what is wrong, what is the right way to approach a relationship. So it's like I have had a love marriage. So it's not that, they, and they know it. And we always have talks about our relationship also when we were in college. तो बहुत खुल के बातें होती है घर में, और जितना आप उनको खुल के बात करते हो उतना ही वो खुल के आपके साथ बात करते हैं. So they don't feel that we can't ask you this. So I've always told them that if you are ever in a relationship, I'm going to come to know be the first person to know it, whether you tell me or not. So don't hide it from me. So
brilliant. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, believe me, even when I was in a relationship, my mother knew it. She didn't tell me then. So I'm talking of 25 years back, jab ye baatein itni khul ke nahi hoti thi. That era was not that people used to talk so openly. But then too, my mom knew it. So I always tell them ki nani ko main buddhu nahi bana pai, mujhe aap buddhu nahi bana paoge. So be open, and be open to talking to us. We are not, see, as long as things, everything is good and everything is fine, why would we object to anything? The only thing we fear is your safety. So we have set rules in the family that if it is, till 11 o'clock at night, you are allowed to stay out. After 11, you can't. So every house has their rules, and we have set boundaries. You have to share your Ola or Uber ride with me. Not because I want to see ki aap kahan gaye the, but I just want to ensure that you are safe. That's the only motive. Until the time, if it's
correct,
late, if it is late, I make it a point that I'm always conversing with them over the phone till they reach home. So there is no, chance that anybody can really take advantage of them, or even if they're traveling alone, I am there with them. If not in the car, on the phone. So that's mandatory. So everyone has their ways of, dealing with things, and, setting up boundaries and setting up rules. But
so basically, virtually as it is, lockdown or no lockdown, virtually you as it is were with them, even before the lockdown. That's great to hear, Dr. Modi.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes. This question is for Mrs. India, Shweta Chaudhary. Shweta, you are into a glamorous profession, which is very demanding. Very well, Shweta, very well. Good to have you here. Thanks for your time.
Same here.
It's a very demanding profession. Like, you have to be out of... Thanks. You deserve more than that, Shweta. I wish I had more time. I could have introduced you in a much better way. All of you, in fact.
Thank you. Right. Thank you so much.
So now, which is very difficult, most welcome. You have to be from the home most of the time for 2 kids and a girl and a boy. Their needs are surely totally different from one another. Ek east hoega, to ek west hoega. And half of the time you must be going juggling. Because we are 4 siblings, hum 4 bhai behan hai. And now when I'm a parent myself, a father myself, I realize how much my mother and my father had to struggle. But more than that, seeing my wife handle my son, it makes me realize mothers ke liye kitna challenging hota hai ye. So Shweta, I want to ask you, tell me a bit about your journey into becoming Mrs. India and as a mother.
So thank you so much for this question, Ali. It's really, really a great question, because everybody wants to know from me, how do you manage? And and I feel like it's an important question, because there are a lot of women who wants to pursue their career, their dreams. And I think it's very important to follow your dream. So when it comes to manage two kids and they are like really young, 9 and 6. So when I started restarted my career, I didn't
You mean
know
you
how
mean
I'm
9
going to
months
manage.
old and 6 months old? Why not? No, you mean Shweta, you mean one is 9 months old and other is 6 months old? तो
No,
तीन
I
महीने
said
में
9 years
के बीच
and
में
6 years.
Ni-
9 years and 6 years.
again
He's
see
trying to
Dr.
give you
Modi
a
again.
compliment.
Dr.
He's
Modi,
trying to give you a
yeah, you
compliment.
hearing that?
Oh, don't, because I'm used to that sudden question. I have practiced. That's why I'm Mrs. India. So don't do that. So
Go ahead, go
so when
ahead.
I started, I never thought that everything will be managed so nicely. And the biggest contribution is from my kids. Because somewhere they knows that mama is doing something really very important, especially my daughter. She's 9 years old, and she understand. And when uh, when kids understand, like, mama's work or papa's work is important, they start contribution from their own side. And that's what is happening from my kids also. My daughter knows that. And I feel really fortunate that my kids are really understanding. And because nowadays kids, they have all kind of access from phone, from media, from internet. And that's how they knows about my work. When they get some messages, or they see some article, and that helps them. And that this is, I'm talking about their contribution in managing my work and household and managing them. Now when it comes to me, how I manage, how I give my 100% to my kids. It's like, when I'm working, but once I'm home, I'm only mother. And I think that makes my work easier, because if I'm at home for 3 days, I make sure I'm at home for 3 days. Then that time I don't, you know, uh, I don't distribute myself or make like, okay, one side I'm doing work also, and one side I'm handling my house also. No, that is like, I'm Shweta Chaudhary, who is a mother and a housewife. But once I step out, I'm Shweta Chaudhary, this is India. So I think, and then my husband is also there, who is really helpful. And without his help, it's not easy. Like Dr. Bhavi said, it's like couples work. It's not only one parent or another parent. It's always a couple effort. So this is how I'm managing.
Perfect, perfect. Thanks, Shweta. That's a very good answer. Now we were speaking about India with Pierre to the sofa and Mrs. India. I'm coming back to another Mrs. India. The question is, you are a mother, you're a parenting coach. So many people ask you for so many doubts every day that, ma'am, hame ye batao, wo batao. Now tell me one thing very honestly, how much of that advice do you personally follow, which you advise, and how has it been for you as a mother and as a parenting coach?
Yes. So what I preach, Major, I do follow. 100% I follow, and then I preach. But sometimes you see, situations differ. So there are times when your little one is going to hold you for things and, kind of put you in a position that you can't be a mother, you can't be a psychologist, and you have to say, okay, I give up kind of. So just let me share an example that happened 2 days before. I must be talking to somebody a few days before that a human mind works for 40 minutes, right? And then you need to take a break, have a stroll, and come back. I must be talking to some youngster about it. And my little one must have overheard. So day before yesterday, he was doing some experiment, and I said, Dwan, you have not studied today's studies have not been done. You need to finish that, and then you can do your experiment. He said, Mama, I did my studies.
Dhwan is a very nice name, by the way.
Thank you.
Sorry,
So
sorry.
no problem. So
Dhwan,
he said, Mama, I did my studies for 40 minutes. Now I'm taking a break because you said that 40 minutes later, human mind gets tired. So this is how it happens, So my psychology is practiced by my little one on me sometimes. I have to be very careful on where I talk, what I talk, and when I talk.
Right. Okay.
I want to
coming
ask
to
something.
a person who I. Yeah, go ahead, Shweta, please.
Dr. Riddhi, I just want to know, like, sometimes it's difficult for you to handle the kids knowing that what is going in his mind, and you know that you're not able to handle in that way, the way it should be handled, because sometimes it's difficult for us, and knowing the psyche of the kid is, I can understand it's going to be, it must be more difficult for you.
So, Shweta, what happens is, I'm not talking about my child, but I'm talking about the children I cater to. I'm talking about my little clients, What happens is that if I do not know what is going in the child's mind, I would not be able to give a solution to the parents. So basically, in the first instance, I don't meet the child. For 1 or 2 sitting, I meet the parents. I try and see that the parents can handle or solve the situation at their end. If not, then I intervene and I meet the child. But when I meet the child, there are a lot of therapies that we use for the child. So it's kind of no direct questionnaire, but maybe I use movement, maybe I use stones, maybe I use coloring, and then I connect, and then I start my probing. So it's a very indirect way of probing a child. And that's how we get to know that what's going in the child's mind and what is the child, thinking about. And probably that helps me to help the parents work on their children better. So it's kind of, I be a mediator between the child and the parent.
So I just wanted to know that how easy this is for you, knowing everything, how easy for you to handle your kids.
So what happens is that it's constant that you are living a dual life. At home also, you're kind of a psychologist. Then you have to constantly remind yourself that you're not a psychologist and you're a mom first. So when you come at home, you leave your psychology at office and you try and being a mom. Certainly, but my psychology knowledge helps me to connect with my child, give him space to share, give him space to even share his feelings. And me and my better half has given him we have created that space within our family that he can even come and tell us that this is something which I'm not comfortable with, or this has hurt me. So that time, it's completely a non-judgmental space and time that we have given our child. But yes, sometimes you tend to wear that head and immediately you have to be careful that, okay, psychology baaju mein rakho, aap mother ho pehle.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to know that only, that how you handle your kid being the psychologist,
Yeah.
So you answered it very well. Thank you so much. Dr. Ali, Major Ali, you can please go ahead. I'm so sorry, Susan, but I really wanted to know this.
No.
No.
Because there's so many good questions. If you go into the live comments, you see so many good questions where exactly questions are being posed to Riddhi Doshi about the view of conscious parenting, and I'm really interested in the answer to that as well. So please don't forget, I want to come back to this point of conscious parenting because I don't even know what that is.
I think as a parents, we all want to know that, and being a parent of such a young kids, I really want to know all this.
Sure, Susan, coming to you, since you want to know.
I want to know that, and I'm ready to wait for my turn because I really want to know what is conscious parenting, because I'm not a parent. I'm the only one on the panel who's not a mother of, father. So I only play moms. I'm not a mom. So what is conscious parenting? Please help me out.
Major, do I answer this? Yeah.
Susan, that now since you were waiting for your turn, Yes, Riddhi, absolutely. Please answer that. Please.
Yeah, okay. So being a conscious parent or conscious parenting is all about giving a very non-judgmental space to your child, So when I say non-judgmental is, don't let your child's upbringing and the child's sharing connect with what you feel as a person or what your upbringing is or what your thought process is. Consider your child as an individual and then treat and connect and let the child express. So you're upbringing your child as an individual. You are mindful about what you talk, how you behave, and how you connect with your child, and not tagging, nagging, or kind of being judgmental about your child's sharing or expressing the feelings. It's all about being conscious. It's all about being mindful.
But that also means that you have to work on yourself prior to becoming a parent.
Absolutely. So what happens, Susan, is while we deliver a child, while you have a TV been installed in the house, you have a manual with it. But unfortunately, when you become a mother, there's no manual. So a book doesn't come out when you deliver a child that, okay, this is how you're supposed to raise a baby. So It's all experimental, but mindfulness is something which helps a parent. Yes, when you decide to become a parent, you need to work on yourself first and then a child. Children are sorted.
Because we don't come with a manual.
Absolutely. So you have to work on yourself and then help your child to be a human being, a proper human being,
Okay.
Yeah.
So nobody comes with a manual, Susan.
No.
I just like to add a little to what Riddhi has said. You really need to be very transparent and honest with your children.
Absolutely.
So Riddhi and me almost agree on most of the things that we are talking of. And it cannot be that you're saying something and you're doing something. Your child is going to learn from what you are doing and not from what you're saying. So it's more from observation than ostentation. So it's always going to be like if you want your child to do something, you have to do it first and then ask your child to do it. But otherwise, it's going to be like you are giving a dual thing that okay, मैं कर सकती हूँ लेकिन आप नहीं कर सकते. तो why that? It cannot be that way. So be it anything. So if you want them to listen to something, or if they want any food habits, bolo, emotionally, whatever it is, they are going to observe you. So they learn more from observation, and they are very keen observers. Believe me, they really are going to observe the slightest things. कभी ऐसे लगता है ना, अरे ये तो एकदम मेरे जैसे ही बोली. Many times I feel, this is something that exactly it's just like a replica of me. So you have to be very careful in your thoughts, behavior, action, and how you handle yourself. From observation, and they are very keen.
Let me now come to my favorite actor, Susan Burnett. As you were waiting for your turn, you are not a mother as yet, right? But hearing these wonderful ladies speak, what is it? Just give me 2 takeaways from here that you have learned which would help you as a parent later on.
So considering my situation, I don't think I ever will be a parent. But on the other hand, I will always enact a parent on screen because I have reached that age group where I'm portraying mothers. And to bring a certain authenticity to a character, I think everything what I'm listening to here is very interesting, and I will try to incorporate it into the character. Because right up to now, what I've been doing in front of the camera is basically copying my mom, because when there's some emotional scene or something is going on, I just try to imagine myself in her shoes and what she was feeling and what she was going through. Because in Saas Bahu Badai hai, or wo ro raha, or mama bachchi ki not divorced, but they are going to be separated, so that Rona Dona or whatever, I could comprehend that, because my mom suffers from the distance that is between us, not the actual, like only the physical distance, because I'm chatting with her every day and she's in the chat now as well. Hello, mama. So, and my dad is there as well. Hey. So it's not a physical distance, but it's an emotional distance.
Ladies who are masters at multitasking, Let me tell you one small little story, In the year 2008, when I was leading the Assam Rifles marching contingent, I was in the army at that time. At that time, I was just engaged by my wife right now for life. I asked her, she asked me rather, why is it that only a gentleman officer leads the parade? Why can't a lady lead a parade ever? So it made complete sense to me. I proposed this idea. This idea was shot down somewhere. I was doing junior service. Last year, 2019, the first time in the history of India and the history of Indian Army, we saw a lady officer actually lead a contingent who is a mother as well.
Yeah, she got
and this year again, the parade adjutant was a lady. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am telling our viewers over here, let us learn to respect our ladies. Coming from an army background, we are always taught chivalry. We are taught the fact that a lady is 2 ranks senior to her husband. So, which means that when I was a major in the army, my wife was not a lieutenant but a colonel. A general would salute a lieutenant's wife. And ladies, hats off to you all. You people have no Sundays. There are no weekends. You work 365 days a year. There are no offs. There are no 9 to 5. But seeing my wife work, oh my goodness, my respect for you people have gone up even more.
My mother has faced a lot of hardships in her health issues. Like just today we got the news she needs another operation. That would be hospital and operation time, I think 57 or 58 times. So, but she never gives up. So I think what I got from her is this, fall down, get up, dust yourself off, write your crown and keep on walking. This is what I got.
Wow, very well answered. Very well answered. Dr. Modi, let's hear from you. What is that one thing that you have imbibed from your mother?
So, Major, it's not just one, but there are quite a few. But I wouldn't like to elaborate much. So, all I can say is, she showed me the way of life and how to live right. She's actually raised me to be a strong woman, to brave all odds with a smile and be empathetic and positive at the same time with a lot of compassion. So the positivity is one thing that what you see in me is her in me. So, when people compliment that you are very positive, I always tell them it's not me, it's my mom.
Yes. So aggressive parenting is something wherein parents are way too nagging the children. There are parents who even hit them for the things if they have not achieved results or they have not performed well in competitions. I have seen even in my child's, friend circle, this happens. So there are parents who are so anxious that all that anxiety turns into aggression towards their parents. They are hitted, they are nagged, they are tagged to the extent that the child just breaks down. The confidence is just not there in a child. So child is very intelligent, can be a good performer, but the parents don't allow the child to be creative. They don't allow the child to be, they want a very structured and process-oriented child. Now, it certainly says that it takes a village to raise a child. So you need to allow your child to grow as the way, being an individual as the way the child wants to grow. Structure and processes can't be so stringent that you harm the childhood of the child. You can't be harming it.
But what is permissive assertive then?
So when you're given a lot into your child's whims and fancies is what is permissive. And assertive, yeah, right, Riddhi? And assertive is something wherein you are saying yes to the child, but you're explaining things to them and putting the pros and cons, allowing them to make decisions and standing by their side. So, you allow them to decide. So maybe that decision is wrong, but you allow them to make that mistake because from that mistake, they're going to learn lessons for life.
Yes.
And you're always there to hold their back.
Absolutely. Right? So the damage is not much and you allow, and you're creating leaders thereby, So instead of being assertiveness is always good for a parent. You're allowing the child, you are drawing strings when it is needed, and you're explaining that how, what, and allow them to take decisions.
Then
so
Shweta,
that
you
creative.
Sorry, Shweta, you just unmuted your mic. You have something to put into this pot?
Yeah, I just felt, that somewhere I'm on the right track because, as I said, my kids know that what I'm doing, and they are actually, understand that okay, Mama is doing something right, and we should contribute to it. And then when it comes to their need, I tell them what is important, being in this session with Dr. Bhavi and Riddhi, it's like so much of knowledge I'm getting, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like something is going in my mind. Okay, I've done this, I've done that right, and doing this wrong, and I have to improve. So I think there are more parents like me who are posting the question, and it's going to be really helpful for them.
They're nice questions. I have another one here from Hira Mehta. Sorry about this. Tempers are frayed in this lockdown. Schooling is from home. How can mothers stay composed in this situation? So let's start with you, Shweta, then we go to Riddhi, and then we go to Bhavi, because this is really something I think a lot of people need a lot of tips. Because I saw a tweet online where a child just disconnected the computer, took the Wi-Fi out, the wireless line, and said, "Bas ho gaya mera." Yeah. So I don't know how the situation is in your house. Let's start with Shweta, and then we just go to everybody else. Okay?
So when it's coming to this lockdown, of course, we as a woman, we have many things to do, and especially the mothers who don't have any help. So Ali was talking about, following a certain routine and chart and everything. So what I've done when I'm busy in kitchen or doing anything, I'm telling my kids, whatever you want to do, whatever you prefer, you do. Okay, because this is a very difficult time for them also. As a parent, as an adult, we knows that this is something important. We have to be inside. We cannot meet our friends. We cannot go out. So I can understand that the same difficulties are faced by kids also.
So maybe
they are not able to
have
go
more
out.
well-behaved children. Maybe you have more well-behaved children. Let's ask Riddhi, how is the situation with you?
So, Susan, at my place, my little one is busy because I ensure that I spend quality time with him, and that's what I preach. So I started even a 15-day task for parents recently. Parents to help their children stay busy, and then 15 days for parents to keep themselves composed and take enough care about themselves, because it's difficult for everybody at the moment, not only children, but also parents as well, right?
For the parents.
Yeah. So yes.
Sorry.
No problem.
No, Riddhi, continue. Riddhi, continue.
Continue.
Okay. So what happens is that if you start involving your child in day-to-day affairs as well, your day-to-day chores at home, plus while the time you sit for work, allow your child to probably, if there is school work to do, or allow the child to be, kind of, it's the right time, because I always tell my clients also, ye time nahi milega dobara. So use this time to, instill in entrepreneurship in your child, to instill all that values you want your child to have it, right? And use this time to do everything which is best for your child, but walk a talk. So let the child mirror you. Do it to let them understand, because if you're going to preach, they're not understanding.
I'm just not understanding how you are going to handle an overactive child, or if you have a lot of children. Like I see this flat opposite in my other building, and there are at least, if I'm counting, there's 6-7 kids over there of all ages.
Wonderful. They are the best to handle, Susan. What happens is that a parent can start using colors, parents can start using music, parents can start using a little of movement, right? Apart from there, enroll the child in such classes, or probably play board games with children, so that they understand to sit at one place and be a part of things. So give them clay if they are below 5. Involve them in chess, involve in any board games with the child. Worst come towards, play a music, and because they're bubbling with energy. So when you play your music and allow them to do a free dance, what happens is their energies are just let loose. Yes. Basically, they need to let their energy go, right? If it's going to be in them, they are going to go, the behavior is certainly going to get affected.
Okay,
So there are a lot
I
of
have a
things can be
question
done.
here from Vidhi Sharma. Like teenagers don't want to listen, easy to handle small kids. And Dr. Bhavi, I have this question for you as well. What about those parents who are just used to park their kids in front of the TV?
So, see, as I told you, you can't be doing that. So, if you are just going to park your kids in front of the TV, and then tell them that your screen time is not good, it's not going to really help. So, you really have to put your day, like how Riddhi mentioned, that you have to see that you're constantly involving your children into activities which they like. My kids are actually young adults, as I mentioned, they're 22 now. So, and they would be probably flying off to the university next year with, actually they were to go this year, but with the lockdown situation, we've taken a deferral. So I am making sure that they learn all the life skills that are necessary for them to live alone and live their life on their own. So be it kitchen, be it housework, I'm not going to be there for them over there, right? So I ensure that they do it right now, right here. And cooking is a life skill now, and it is not irrespective of a girl or boy, you need to know it. And what better time than this, So they are in the kitchen rolling up rotis. They are, so yesterday was Mother's Day and I was not making dinner and they made dinner. So, this is how, these are little ways in which, you can teach your child something that till now they were doing their engineering. They really didn't have that kind of time that I would really put them to the kitchen or, make them learn these things. So now I have that time. And I always tell them,
you're making the best out of it.
Yes, we have the time. And see, that way the work gets delegated. So night dishes, my girls have to do. So we have actually, segregated all tasks, that if I'm going to be cooking, somebody else is going to be doing the dishes, somebody else is going to lay the table, somebody else is going to wind up. So, we have days fixed that ye din pe ye karna hai, isko karna hai. Iska turn ho gaya to aapko karna hai. So it's me, my husband and my kids, the four of us managing in entirety. So major cooking I am doing because, I want that everybody should eat at the end of the day. So and we don't have restaurants open, so Swiggy khali meri medicines deliver karta hai, food deliver nahi karta. So at the end of the day, that's how we are managing stuff. And I always tell them, you have such a lot on your bucket list. Remove that bucket list and start doing things that you can do from home. This is the best time. And like Riddhi said, this time is not going to come back again. So let's make the most of it. Let's accept this as a new normal first. Let's accept that this situation is here to stay. So the tantrums are going to go down. So the more you accept and the sooner you accept, it becomes a little easier for us to manage things. If we are going to be in that lockdown kab khulega situation, the tantrums are going to be more. So every time they ask me, I just tell them, live with the corona. Corona se daro na.
It's not going anywhere anyways. But
it's not going. Believe me, it's not going. Every time the lockdown is going to open, they're going to come and give you a next date. So the curve is not going down. So children really have been the best, people to adapt to the situation, and they have been actually supportive of us than we being supportive to them during this. I have seen my patients make such lovely cards. We have kids in our building who have really made such beautiful, paintings and put it out on the gate for us to follow, like wear a mask, wash your hands.
Nice.
Small things, and it's so beautiful to see them do that, So they have really taken it in the right spirit.
From where did they take the inspiration? It's like the inspiration they got from you, or they got the inspiration from outside, or from where do they get this, that they're going out and painting something and plucking it up at the gate? I mean, this is a great initiative from a child's point of view.
So that's not my kids. These are kids in our building.
Yeah. So, I got that because you were grown up.
I think their mother is the one who's inspired them. Ami Mehta or Amisha, I forget the surname, but she actually, kept speaking to them about what is corona and how do we ensure that we are safe. And then they put it all in form of a drawing and they've put it out at the gate, and it's so beautiful. So very beautiful. I mean, this is what we should be encouraging our kids to do, and let them put out everything that they have into their heads on a piece of paper. No better way than that. They could
I think Ali is back. Are you back?
Yes, Ali is back, and I think we allow him to take this over now.
Otherwise, I have the some of the.
There are plenty of questions even which I can see. Vedi Sharma says teenagers don't want to listen. Easy to handle small kids.
Yeah, that is what I was saying.
No, it is easy. It is actually easy. Am I audible? Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
So
you are.
Yeah.
So what
I
happens
can't read the
is
question.
what happens is that when you have teens have observed you for so many years. So it's kind of putting your, reworking on your parenting skills when you have a teen. And it's better to talk it out rather than, holding it back. A one-to-one open conversation works when you are, dealing with your teenager, because teenagers these days are exposed to so many things. Yeah. They know so many aspects of life as well while they are 13 and 14. So it's better to consider them and be a friendly parent and talk it out.
Yeah,
That's
but don't be the
easiest way
friend.
to do it.
But
So
don't be
really
the
not
friend,
to be
no?
a friend, right? Let's
No,
be parents
no.
and not friends.
Yeah.
Something that
Don't
I
be a
need to
friend.
understand.
No.
Yeah,
I
know you said
specifically
friendly
mentioned.
parent.
I
I
specifically
feel
mentioned it is
it's
friendly
always
parent.
Yes,
Friendly
I
parent.
know.
One second,
So
one
that's
second,
why
one
I'm
second. Not
saying that
everybody
we
at
are
the
going
same
to
time.
take it wrong, and let's even emphasize that
Okay,
you got to be a parent first and not a friend. They have
I have a
plenty of
question.
friends.
I think talking facts works,
Yes.
don't be too blunt,
Certainly.
but obviously talking facts works. That works. And I think when you instill that from childhood, it's easier to handle in teenager and in adults also, because they know what is right and what is wrong.
Absolutely.
Age appropriate works. Age appropriate talks always works.
Absolutely. And the teens are young adults, and they have their mind of their own, and they feel we are right. That is too huge in them. And also, there's a lot of peer pressure when it comes to teens. So you really have to respect them, respect their thoughts, their emotions, give them a little space, call their friends.
Susan, could you
over,
pass that
understand
drink
what
to
kind
me
of
as well,
stuff.
please? Even I wouldn't have a sip.
Yeah. You just had a break. You could have gotten yourself a sip. But about the teenager thing, don't you guys think that becoming a teenager gets earlier these days than it used to be?
Yes.
Like, it used to be a teenager at 14, 16. Now a
Yes.
teenager can be
Yes,
considered
yes.
somebody at the age of
Absolutely.
12.
Okay,
Yes.
one more question.
Okay.
The last question, ladies over here.
Okay, I think he's saying that how you nurture child in yourself,
Okay.
So I think
Okay, I
I
don't think you any.
I think being
Because-
with kids is the best thing of doing that, because I feel that I
Only way forward is to
myself,
laugh, to be
growing
humorous,
again. So
spread positivity, and हंसते खेलते निकल जाएगा ये वक्त गुजर जाएगा. This too shall pass.
Okay, so
Sorry,
let
Swan.
me answer his question. He meant that how do I nurture the child in me? Okay. What I do is I roll on the bed with my little one. We jump, we play, we do everything, whatever he wants me to do in his free time, and my free time is everything we do. We have planted we have done plantations, we have cooked together, we have made milkshakes, we have done chocolates, cakes, we have rolled on bed, we have colored the wall as well. So now these days I've given a wall to him and we have colored the wall as well. So it's everything. I mean, whatever way I feel good and he feels good, and where we can do a lot of musty is something which I'm like living my childhood with him at the moment, because he's at home, I'm at home totally.
Absolutely.
Great. Next
Absolutely.
one.
So I think the best way to relive the child in you is, see the world through their eyes and be with them and enjoy the small pleasures in life. So my girls love to go on drives, and we really make it a point that abhi nahi, not during the lockdown, please, otherwise I'll be bombarded. Lockdown mein drive pe ja rahi hu, nahi ja rahi hu, ghar pe hi hu. But yeah, so we go on drives, and they love beaches, they love the sea. So we make it a point that we go there, we spend time together, and that's how I relive, or rather I would say me and my husband both relive our childhood days. And because there are such sweet memories that you create when you are with your children. These
Very
are
nice.
memories
And
of life.
Shweta, what do you have to say?
See, I just want to say something about this session, like Dr. Bhavi and Dr. Riddhi. I've learned so much. And Susan, one thing you said in starting, like you mostly play mothers and all, and to play
Right now,
that with honesty, you have to observe everything. And I think that's the sign of being a true artist. And when I was doing my acting course, I was told a true person can be a best artist, and I think you said it rightly that you have to observe whatever you want to
Very
play
true.
on the screen.
yeah,
And
you
so it
observe.
was
You
an
don't
amazing
really have to
session.
be. The last question, because we never came to it from the panel, Mom, no one talks like you do. So that is what was the headline of our session. I think we will close with this as well because it's a beautiful roundabout. So everybody very fast about their mother and how much of their traits of your mother you have imbibed, or what have you taken as inspiration, or what is so special about your mother? Because we talked about you are all being mothers, but we never talked about your mothers because it was a Mother's Day chat. So I would like to start with Shweta. Your mother, what is special about her, and in what way has she rubbed off on you?
So I'll tell her my mother is like a fighter, because I lost my father in really early age, and we are five siblings. And how she collected herself, and how she made us what we are today. So I just follow her everything, whatever you say, and I feel she's a hero. And
Wow.
I have not seen a woman like her. Even in this lockdown, she just got operated in January, and when she came to know like there is no help in house, no maid, she just took that charge of the house, and she just started instructing that how it should be done. So I think I'm following everything from her. And हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि जब जरूरत पड़ेगा तो सब कुछ हो जाएगा और सब कुछ कर
Okay.
लेंगे. तो
Okay.
उनका जो
That's
ये
nice.
जो जज्बा है ना, वो मुझे बहुत ज्यादा ही, मैं उससे प्रेरित हूँ.
Very inspirational. Now let's go to Riddhi.
My mom is a practitioner, Ayurveda practitioner. She had a practice on full swing when we daughters were born. So we are four sisters. What I have learned from her is giving quality time to children. So she was working, she had her own practice, but eventually she decided to take a break because she wanted us to be achievers in our life. So she just gave out her years, to us. And while my dad at 50, was starting his own business, from Tata's general manager to he's starting his own business. My mom was handling all four of us. I was born with a silver spoon, but he has to handle four children and give them whatever they want to, make them creative, make them strong, make them leaders. I think that's what I've learned from my mom, and that's what I want. I'm just passing the legacy to my little one.
Very nice. So Dr. Bhavi, you're the
Yeah.
last one in this, unless Ali pops
No,
up.
so we'll come back to you also. So first I'll answer what you'd asked. So I am the only daughter to my parents, and so अगर पानी मांगती तो दूध मिलता मुझे, but my mother ensured that I really was disciplined, and I learned all the skills, and I was really raised in a way that I can face all odds. I have always been telling that if it were not for my mom, I wouldn't have been able to face life the way I have done. And, she has been my role model, and she has been even a wonderful grandparent. I lost her in November last year. It's 6 months. Yesterday, it was, she just completed 6 months. So, Suzanne, it says, how
Please go
different
ahead.
do you
Please go
think
ahead with
your
that.
relationship with your mom is compared to someone
Please go
who
ahead.
grew up here?
Please go ahead with that.
Would it have been different if you grew up here?
That's a lot of ifs and whens.
Yes.
because I exist because some sperm and some egg thought it would be a good idea to just come together in that exact moment to create me. So I don't know if it would be so different, because I see a very strong connection between mothers and daughters, or mothers and their kids in India, and I have a very strong connection to my mother. So I think it depends on the person, and it's maybe just this idea that in the westernized world, when the kids are grown up, they move out and they move away. And I don't see that, not in my circle of friends in Germany. And this is just coming from movies and from books and from a certain kind of perception. Like Germans have preperceptions about Indians. Yeah, they expect a certain kind of thing that is not happening, and also because of the movies and the literature and whatever has been a fact to us. So I don't think my relationship would be different because it's a close relationship, and I think I would have been hopefully the same kind of person I am now because I'm quite happy with myself. So, and I have to thank my mom for that, because she always supported the acting part, what is, I think, not that easy. And especially when your child is thousands of kilometers away. And she is still supporting it, even though she misses me. But maybe we're closer than anybody who lives like next to each other, because I constantly in touch with her. Since WhatsApp is there, somebody threw the question about internet and internet importance. Yes, internet is very important because I can talk to my parents every day. And they can share the pictures with the dog and the cat and the carpet that they bought and the new washing machine or what color they want to make the wall. And these kinds of things you were not able to do before. I remember a time when I was living in South Korea, there was only a normal phone line. And on that normal phone line, the bill was coming up to 300 euros. Just for small little chats. How are you? Tum kaise ho? Sab theek hai? Sab badhiya? Haan, theek hai. Bye. And then the bill was boom. So आजकल सबसे बड़ा चीज है internet है, and I'm very happy for that.
Susan, I want to address one question which has been posed here.
Yeah.
And it says that we all know that kids' world has changed drastically. मतलब हम जब बच्चे थे तो हमारा first information source was always our mother.
Yeah, I
कुछ
saw
नहीं
that.
समझ आया तो पहले word होता था मम्मी. But nowadays it's totally different. Google Baba is there for all queries. पर क्या अब भी kids को look up to their mums? Or do you think parenting is पूरी भाषा ही बदल गई है? I beg to differ a little. Yes, children do look up to their parents. Children do look up to their moms, and still they look up to their moms for everything, provided, and they would, provided you have created that bonding with your child. When does a child go up to Google? The child goes up to Google when he or she doesn't get satisfactory reply or life, or how to live a life from their parents, or probably the parents are not able to set an example. That's where a child goes up to Google. And trust me, if the child is going to Google, then I'm sorry, that's not the correct way of parenting. But if there are many set of parents, if you are here in the panel itself, who have created a lovely bonding with their children. Talk about Susan, she was describing her mom and her relationship. It's all about how the parents create a relationship. And there's no Google Baba every time. A mom is a mom and she cannot be replaced anytime.
Yeah, that kind of wisdom can only be handed down. That cannot be fed into a computer. That's an add-on, but it's not the number one information place you should go to. That's true. Okay,
Right.
so
की पूरी परिभाषा तो नहीं बदल गई. Maybe ways of parenting and handling
There is
them have
one
changed a
question
bit.
also I have, which I am sure is going to resonate with a lot of people over here.
okay, so that has to be the last question because we are
The
heading
question
towards
is,
1.5 hours.
When a small when a small child gets hurt, for example, why is it that a small child will say, "Mummy or Mama"? Why not Daddy or Ba or Papa? Why? Whoever can answer this question, please.
Major,
So,
isn't that beautiful?
Doctor, let's hear you. Come on.
That's the relation a mom has created with the child. That's probably, the connect that a mother is
So-
able to. That's something
Yes.
a parent has created, a
It's
mom is
very
created
good.
with the child.
So Major, आप जब आपके when you are in the
I'm
womb
not.
of the
I'm
mother,
not the.
I know the question whoever has asked. So when you are in the womb of the mother, you are connected with a cord. right? So that connection is very very strong. वो कॉर्ड को आप काट देते हो लेकिन वो कनेक्शन नहीं कटता कभी भी, तो वो कनेक्शन बना रहेगा, be it whether you are 2 years or whether you are 50 years or whether you are 60 years, you're still a child to your mom.
Absolutely. So well said.
Very good, very well answered. You know, because times as a father, I feel a bit. I'm a jealous sort, but yet I feel a bit jealous when my son gets some small hurt, and he first thing I'm with him, huh? I'm with him. I'm teaching him how to ride a bicycle. Mama, I'm like, hey, what, Mama? Baba is there, yaar. But no, he will show Mama who's at home. So it's very well answered, Doctor. Thank you very much. So, ladies, a wonderful session with you all. Thank you very much, audience.